section at WMATA tremendously, and to make sure that we can implement safety standards and infuse a more vibrant and more committed safety culture there. And you know, one other thing is, you know, we've had some problems even since the accident, and they have been very unfortunate. But sometimes they overshadow the thousands of fabulous, dedicated, committed employees that WMATA has, who give their all day in and day out. So those few should not demean or diminish the service that the other employees provide day in and day out. And that's the bulk of them.
And as far as individual input, if a person want to volunteer time, do you have a program that they could get involved with?
Yes, there's Metro Riders. There's a number of ways they could get involved, and there's such as Metro Riders. And we're also trying to. I do want to follow up on one other thing. Metro has suffered from a lack of funds. It's an aging system. It was outstanding at its creation, at its inception. But now the trains and everything's getting older, the tracks, everything's getting older, so we have to have a huge capital program. We have received some stimulus money. We're very thankful for that to the president, and also the state of Maryland is this upcoming fiscal year is contributing $361 million in combined capital and operating.
From the state of Maryland.
That's just from the state of Maryland. $361 million combined capital and operating to try to and the other jurisdictions are contributing as well. And we have federal money as well now, so that's
the thing I want to ask about, the federal money. How do you get involved with that? Because people pay taxes, federal taxes, and they pay state taxes, and they're wondering what are they getting. I know the stimulus program you're talking about, but how is the federal government getting involved in the transit? Because
well, there was federal legislation enacted, and the state of Maryland and Virginia, we thank everyone for leading the charge. I have to tell you, the state of Maryland was out front on that.
Is that right?
Yes, I have to thank our representatives in Congress, Steny Hoyer and Donna Edwards, and everyone in the state of Maryland, Chris Van Holland, Ben Carr, Senator Cardin. You know, they've all done a very good job in terms of pushing this through. And because there have been efforts before this and they were not successful, so this time we got through. We are getting money, and it's imperative that we get that money because the bulk of the people from the outer suburbs are taking the Metro into D.C. The bulk of them for federal jobs.
Right.
At least 40% of them for federal jobs.
Ridership is 40%.
Yeah, at least and for the it's important that we have that contribution, and I think if we can ride this out and make the changes. We've also had a major overhaul in terms of management. We have a huge management turnover, and we have much less money than we ever had to work with. We had severe budget constraints, so we're trying to do. The board has really struggled the past couple of years. It just so happens that all of this is occurring during my short tenure on the board. So I came aboard when there's a very challenging time, but you just roll up your sleeves.
Well, they needed your ability. That's why
and
you were
roll
there.
with it. And my job is to fight for the state of Maryland, to fight for Prince George's County, and I've been very successful in working with the Maryland Department of Transportation, Secretary Swaim Staley, and former Secretary John Picari, who is now the Deputy U.S. Secretary of Transportation, and also working with the Prince George's County Department of Public Works and Transportation, Haitham Hijazi, who's been fabulous. So we've all worked together for the benefit of Prince George's County. We also work with Marcel Solomon, who's on the board, and as well. And we tried to come together as a region. Some of these board meetings are very, very difficult, but in the end, and any one jurisdiction can exercise a jurisdictional veto. So if D.C. said no and Maryland and Virginia are in agreement on something.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you as far as procedure. How do you work that as far as the wants of one jurisdiction and the prioritizing that?
I have to just tell you, I mean, there's a lot of wheeling and dealing that goes on.
Yeah.
Because, but in the end, it's got to be for the benefit of the region, and we have to look at everything from a regional perspective. Even though, for instance, parking is more of an issue for Maryland and Virginia, because the bulk of the people park at the stations and go into the District of Columbia. Parking is not so much of an issue for District of Columbia. That's just one example. There are myriad examples like that. But we have to come together because, as I said, if one jurisdiction exercises that veto, I don't care if you have the majority of the board, they can kill a vote that way. So we try not to exercise that much.
Well, how do you get to your constituents?
Public hearings.
Public hearings.
First of all,
how is that done? Through the media or just how?
Well, believe me, there's a tremendous media coverage at every single meeting, at every single committee meeting. We have the Finance Committee, Customer Service and Safety. You know, we have a number of committee meetings, and they're covered by all the newspapers and the news stations, and also you can go to our website, and then the Riders Organization follows it, and they send information around.
Well, individuals that want to volunteer, you have a phone number you can give us that they could call?
Well, let's see. I think there are a couple of ways of doing this. You can either contact us via the website, which is WMATA, WMATA, Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, WMATA.com, or the general manager's office is 202-962-1000.
Okay.
They can direct you in the right place.
Great, fantastic. Now, as far as Metro is concerned and the involvement, do they have an advisory board, like where maybe citizens involved in it, or how do they work that?
Well, they do. They do have the Metro riders who follow us, and of course, as I said, this board of directors, which establishes policy.
Okay. So that's fantastic. And once again, I like to say we like to honor Elizabeth Betty Hewlett for the fine job in the last 30 years on the planning board and now with Metro. She's just glutton for punishment. You know, she jumps right out of one fire to another one. But she's done a fantastic job. And Ed Brown, we congratulate you and we honor Elizabeth Betty Hewlett for her outstanding work for Gorgeous Prince George. See you next time.